Hello, in this presentation we will take a look at the Start a New Company File section of the course. This will be the section of the course where we do start a new company file from scratch and then go forward from that point in time entering new data into that company file. The company file that we will be generating will be the same name as the company file we started the course with. In other words, when we restored the company file at the beginning and looked through how to navigate through the course, we were looking through the finished product of the data set that we will now be entering as we go forward. We're going to start at this point with no data in the system. We're going to start a new company from scratch. We don't need any backup file at this time in order to enter that data, and then we will continue going forward from that point. We're going to set up items when we process the new company file. Once it is set up, items are going to be a driving factor. Those are going to be our inventory items. That's why we have guitars here, because we're going to be selling guitars. It's going to be part of our item setup. After we go to that point, we can use optional backups. So you're going to see occasionally this video about the backup files. You don't need the backup files from this point forward, because if you work from this point forward, you will be entering the data as we go. However, if you'd like to jump forward, or if you'd like to go back to a certain point in the prior process, then you can use the backup files. Also, if there's some kind of problem and there's an error of some kind, the backup files will help you to restore to a certain point in time rather than going back to the beginning of a comprehensive problem in order to fix the error or trying to reverse the error. So note that the backups are available going forward here and they are optional. We're going to set up the customers within our new company. We're going to set up the vendors within our new company who we pay to. We're going to set up our new accounts. Now the chart of accounts will be set up already once we create the chart of accounts by QuickBooks, but we're going to observe the chart of accounts and then make some adjustments to it to customize that chart of accounts. Then we're going to adjust the account balances. This is a crucial feature within QuickBooks when we first start a company. If we have been working with a company outside of QuickBooks, we're going to have to enter those beginning balances into the system. If we don't understand debits and credits, that can be difficult. And QuickBooks makes it easier by basically allowing us to just enter the beginning balances, and then you just force a journal entry to adjust it. So we'll take a look at that process and use that process, entering those beginning balances into some of the accounts with the assumption that we have already started business before this time, but now we're entering this data into the QuickBooks system at this time. We'll then take a look at the payroll and see how to set up the payroll system. And then we're going to set up a new employee. So we're going to put in new employee and put in the information, most of which would be on the W-4 form. And how would we put that information into QuickBooks? Then we're going to take a look at the transaction detail report. This report is a very comprehensive report. It's really good for trying to see what we did at a particular point in time. If you're assessing how a certain employer or yourself, how much data you input, the transaction list is a great thing. If you're grading something as well, the transaction report is a great report to use.